Today we will be looking at the business plan for the 2020 season and what exactly makes or breaks a business plan. First of all, what exactly is a business plan? Well, a business plan is a document that we use to really give first an idea of what more the team does and just go into detail about what makes our team and what maybe struggles or strengths that we have. We also outline our outreach programs as well as what exactly our team structure is or what our team does in general. What makes a business plan successful? Well, we're putting in a lot of details into this plan, including our financial report, outreach projects that we've done, and just a general explanation of what exactly makes our team. We want to include each of these portions. For the financial report, some information about funding, our expenditures, and our income. That includes our sponsor relations. For our outreach programs, how many people we've impacted, which communities have we impacted. And for the general explanation of our team, just trying to show what our mission statement is, what our goals are, as well as how we brand ourselves. Is our branding consistent? And we always want to maintain a professional status. So making your business plans professional is the ultimate goal here. Another general key point for a business plan is formatting. You always want to make it so that your business plan is clean and concise so that when one person reads it, they are able to pick out all the important points or everything that we're trying to highlight. You want to keep your words simple and always try to keep everything as concise as possible. Try to use the minimal amount of words to describe something, adding on to that previous point. And now let's get into what exactly goes into a business plan. In the 2020 plan at the top, you can see there's this mission statement. The mission statement is what embodies a business's goal. For us, MVRT is dedicated to fostering a passion in science and technology within our community. The Monte Vista Robotics team inspires students and develops interpersonal skills through team-based engineering challenges. This is our mission plan and should always be emphasized in all of our business plans. Next comes team history and growth. Some questions you want to answer in this section are, how did the team get started? Who started it? When was it created? Why was it created? How did it grow after its creation? And how many members are there currently, as well as how many alumni are there currently? You also want to touch upon how many mentors we have, and also how widespread our reach is in the community. These are all important points to bring up in the team history and growth section, so that first the person reading this can understand the general history behind our team and how it has grown since and what it is currently. For mentors, it is really important that you outline the mentor resources that are available to the team. The mentors are an important and very vital part of our team that bring technical and non-technical skills that help the team discover new opportunities and new areas where we may actually need support. Overall, after mentioning the history of the team, it might be nice to also mention our future plans. What this section basically is defining what goals our team has and wants to accomplish in the near future. These goals can be prioritized in order of importance, or they can be divided into short-term goals and long-term goals. The long-term goals can develop into a 3, 5, or 10-year plan that reflects the changes on what the team wants to achieve. Outlining future plans is very important so that the person reading this knows where we want to go with our team and what we are trying to achieve. Now onto organizational structure. Organizational structure just is a section that outlines what exactly is the structure of our team. This includes just the physical structure of the team, the hierarchy that we know of. for the officers, the build leads, the veterans, and the members, as well as the division hierarchy, structure. And that is how we have two different departments, the engineering and operations departments, which are then subdivided into mechanical, electrical, and software for engineering, and outreach, marketing, and finance for operations. We also want to outline what communication we are using. It is very important since communication is necessary for any sort of team, not just FRC teams, to keep it running. We want to explain how we communicate, like what is the structure of our communication, as well as how frequently we communicate and through what medium. These are all important in explaining how our communication works on the team and whether it is actually successful. In addition to both of these, we also want to outline the technical structure. By this, I mean the structure of our build leads, for example, our manipulator groups, as well as our coding groups. These are just a few examples of something we can outline in our technical structure. This differs from the officer structure mentioned before because this focuses mainly on knowledge for robotics and how that functions in our team. After organizational structure in this business plan, we have financials, and this is split up into 4 sections here, and we'll go through each one one by one. First is funding, which we want to highlight how many sponsors that we have, as well as the donations that we receive. We need to explain where our income comes from, which includes any school policies that we want to keep in mind, which is outlined in the third point. We also want to keep in mind our budgeting and sponsor relations so that we can maintain these relations. In addition to being funded by large corporate or sponsors, MVRT searches for local businesses and corporations who would sponsor community events and participate in community grants and volunteering matching programs. Every FRC should maintain these good relations with their sponsors, and MVRT is aiming to do so as well. In terms of budgeting, at the beginning of each fiscal year, MVRT allocates an appropriate amount of funds for each division and monitors spending throughout the year. We want to highlight how this allocation of money works as well as how we manage it. This is very key in running a business, and so outlining this for MVRT is very key. We want to also mention how officers of each division are responsible for further subdividing the division's allocations for the specific programs and projects within each division. For the school policy section, it's just as I mentioned before, keeping in mind any policies that Monte Vista High School has for our budgeting, as well as for our budgeting, sorry. And then for the sponsor relations section, you want to outline the sponsors that we have and how exactly we're getting the income that we talked about. And so it's key that every first team should work to maintain and develop high-quality relationships with team sponsors. They can ensure team sustainability and generate a consistent sponsor funding from year to year. And so we want to outline these relationships that we have with our current sponsors to help other potential sponsors recognize ways to sponsor the team beyond just financial support. We want to show how MVRT is able to maintain these relations and even better them beyond that, as mentioned before, to help them recognize any potential ways that sponsors could actually help MVRT beyond just financial help. Now, moving on to risk analysis, or it can also be called SWOT analysis, for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. As a first team MVRT, it is important for MVRT to identify the areas a team has successfully developed and what may be shortcomings that we have as well. Using this SWOT analysis is going to help us basically give the reader an understanding of what the team has gone through, how we've developed from those hardships, and what exactly we're strong in versus what exactly we're weak in, what we can get some more support in versus what opportunities we've had, and as well as that, any threats that we have received as well. Here in this chart, we outline exactly that, as well as how we were able to bounce back from any hardships that we had faced. These abilities are very key to outline, so that uh, uh, it's very key to outline in the business plan for MVRT, since we need to emphasize the sustainability as well as the resilience of our team. And as we move on, let's look at sustainability. As mentioned before, sustainability is one of the most key parts of a team. And without it, MVRT would not be still running 2 decades in, more than 2 decades in. And so we really want to emphasize that our sustainability is strong, since it's very crucial in running a large robotics team such as ours. When we are writing a business plan, you want to explain how our team uses the pipeline method, as well as other methods such as early engagement and recruitment, as outlined here, which just outlines how exactly we are able to engage students early on in STEM, as well as how we are recruiting them. This process is very key for MVRT, since that is the reason for our large membership count, as well as the number of alumni and mentors helping us out. And that's brought up in the second and third point. We also want to outline the role of mentors as mentioned before, and how they really benefit our team. We want to see how many mentors come back, or how many alumni come back to help out MVRT, as well as how exactly they interact with the team itself. We want to outline how exactly mentors impact our team, as well as what they contribute. And then finally, we want to also mention crisis response, which is just a section where we're really just showing, again, the resilience of the team. Resilience is a very key point to bring up for a team, since bouncing back from hardships that are probably unexpected or even expected, is very key. Without it, a team wouldn't be able to move forward after a tough break, essentially. And so outlining maybe past events where we've had hardship or struggled with a certain task will help us, and outlining how exactly we responded to this can help our team's image in terms of resilience and how we can sustain ourselves even in hardships. Then, branding. Branding is one of the most important parts that any business should have, since keeping a consistent professional image is very key. Branding is very essential to our business plan, since it essentially outlines the marketing portion of the business plan. With branding, we appeal to the factors that will draw other companies in, as well as the people reading our business plan. Through branding, it's easier to make an impact and influence others in a good way. By keeping our consistent image, we're able to stay professional, as well as maintaining a certain image for our team. And then finally, in the business plan is the outreach section. The outreach section outlines what exactly we have had an impact on, how the team has reached out to different communities and maybe made an impact. We should focus on how our team has helped or impacted local, state, national, or even international communities. STEM outreach is a very key component to the first culture, and MVRT should be highlighted for modeling that. This section can include information about how the team supports other FIRST programs as well, maybe volunteering at events, and demonstrations the team takes part in, summer camps that we do, or any large community projects that the team has been involved with. Highlighting these major areas gives the team gives back to the community, shows the impact that the team has beyond the students and mentors on the team. Here are just a few of our own programs that we've highlighted and the ones that we thought truly made an impact on the community. And you can see how there are different communities that we've impacted here. They are not all from the same community. Showing this diverse set of outreach programs is very key, since we want to show that the MVRT has an ability to reach out to different communities, not just one. And so that's what goes into the majority of the business plan. The rest of the business plan is mainly just graphics and diagrams for earlier questions. And so once we know this, as this you can see is the financial report, and then here are the sponsors that we have. And so that's what goes into a business plan. If you guys need more resources for this, check out the business plan document with a more detailed breakdown of what goes into a business plan.